So welcome to Topkapi Palace. I have to say, not overly welcoming so far, very confusing. So I've come through, I've just been in the queue for a kiosk over there. The church behind me is closed at the moment, so you can either get a ticket for just the palace or the palace and harem section, but that kiosk over there doesn't take cards, so you can only pay cash. If you've got cards, there's a place with a red umbrella down here that you can pay for what you need by cards. Apparently there is also an audio guide which comes free with the big ticket. So I've booked the palace and the harem, which is 950 Turkish lira. If you just want the palace without the harem, it's 750. Yes, so I went for both. I've no idea what's happening. She wasn't overly helpful. So anyway, now I'm going here, and somewhere down here I pick up an audio guide. So that should hopefully help at least make sense of the place. But it's so far very grand. So I've moved a little bit closer. This looks like it's the line for cash. Next to it is a credit card line. With my ticket, I'm now in this line for the audio guide, I believe. That's where I pick it up. Potentially, this is the most inefficient way of getting into a museum I think I've ever experienced. I'm not a very good museum person. I've made this decision to commit to the audio guide. I've been waiting in this queue, I think, for about 20-25 minutes. There's a long queue for tickets, and then you've got a free audio guide included, and then there's a long queue for that too. So I probably came into the palace about 40 minutes ago. Still not quite gone through those doors. So I'm just hoping the audio guide is good and it's worth this wait. But be warned, there's queues here, and it's September, which in theory is a little bit quieter. But the queue wasn't this long when I joined it. And that's the queue for tickets. I have it! My audio guide, eventually. And one thing that they don't have anywhere there is that you need a deposit of your passport, or I left my driving license. There's nothing out there to say that. So yeah, could be a more efficient system. But anyway, we're going in now, and I've got the audio guide. So here I am in the second courtyard. The audio guide is very confusing. It kind of keeps going. It's all wirelessly done, so it'll just start going, but that's all fine. I'm sure I'll learn a lot. But back in the day, only the emperor was allowed to come through here, and he used to ride through those gates on horseback. There's apparently a tower here on the entry to the harem, which has fantastic views of Istanbul, but I haven't been able to see that yet. If you love to travel and want to see more, then don't forget to sign up to my newsletter. All the link is down below for weekly inspiration, ideas, latest videos, and loads more besides. If you'd like a little extra help because you want to travel on your own and you don't know where to start, then sign up again down below to my Find Your Way travel program, where I'll teach you everything I've learned over the last 30 years. And finally, if you want a little more help and you want me to help you craft your own unique traveling experience, then sign up below to my transformative travel coaching opportunities. So hopefully you're sticking with me to enjoy the rest of my tour around Istanbul. Thanks for joining me. I'm Sue, where, why, what? So here we are inside the Imperial Council, which has two domes. So the first dome is where the decisions were made and where the discussions were had, and the second dome through there is where they were all written down. But look at the ceiling here. Beautiful. So behind me there is the Internal Council. So you've got the council with those domes just underneath that tower, but then you have two other rooms. One is an exhibition of clocks, impressive, but then on the other side is the treasury, and the treasury has an unbelievable collection of weapons that have been given as gifts to the emperors from the 10th century. I'm not a fan of weapons, but they're pretty impressive. So the next we're going kind of into the inner sanctum, right here. So no photos or videos seem to be allowed inside any of the buildings, which is why you won't see many of them, because I didn't realise when I went into the Internal Council. So that's a little bonus that you're lucky for. But the grounds are absolutely beautiful. This is the third courtyard we've come into now. And this is the final courtyard. Fantastic views by the looks of things of Istanbul over there. There's some stunning trees in here, by the way. Yeah, so we're going to explore this and then head to the Harem. Now this isn't a bad view. So now we're in the Garden of Lions, whatever that means. Behind me here is the Bagdad Pavilion. Fantastic views out across the water, and I think it might be one of my favourite spots. The tiles are stunning, and when you go and look up at the dome, it's beautiful, without bad views either. And my final stop at Topkapi Palace. I'm back in, I think this is the first courtyard, and I'm going to head into the Harem, which I'm hoping will be a bit of a highlight. So we're now in I'm now in the Harem, which I think means forbidden. It's where the emperor lived. So it's divided into 4 sections. The first section that we're in now is where the eunuchs were, and they used to look after security. The next section is where the concubines were, and they consisted of girls who were brought to the palace, and they were educated, and then the ones who were particularly beautiful or particularly bright or whatever got a special education, and then got to have the emperor's children, who then went on to be emperors themselves, I'm guessing. And then the third part is where the emperor's mother the head of everything, used to live, and then the fourth part I think is where the baths were. So first part we're going to explore is where the eunuchs used to live. Very, very different to the rest of the parts of the palace that we've seen. The dormitory. Creepy looking man in a big hat. This behind me is the courtyard of the Concubines. The rooms over there were for the favourites, like 3 or 4, I think, and the ones who would bear him wives, Sultan wives. Behind me here is the Harem, where they used to bathe, and then there's dormitories, I think, upstairs. Or we're about to enter them, and there used to be 300 to 500 concubines here at any time. And here's a very special place, the chambers of the Sultan's mother. She used to shower. Very similar to my bathroom. And no prizes for guessing, we're now in the Imperial Hall, which is where everyone used to gather for parties and all sorts of things. It used to be full of concubines up here, singing and playing music, and the Sultan would obviously sit on this thing there. It's pretty special. That thing, of course, being the sofa. Yeah, you can tell this is a very special room. And now we're in the Sultan's chambers. Unsurprisingly, really special. I believe, if I understand correctly, these used to be the swimming pool where people would entertain, and then we have this wooden building here which used to be where the overthrown sultans and the next in line for the throne used to live. So I'm now out of the Harem, and I'm about to be out of Topkapi Palace, what I would say is 100% get the ticket to go in the Harem too. To me, it was the most interesting part because it's where they actually lived, rather than being all the ornate buildings, and it feels a little bit more exclusive because less people have the ticket for that. To have it without is 750 Turkish lira, to have it with is 950, so it's quite expensive, but if you do have to queue for the audio guide, I probably wouldn't bother. It's interesting, but there's boards everywhere that you can read along the way, so I would say absolutely, if there's a long queue like there was for me, don't worry about waiting. But definitely you have to see Topkapi Palace when you come to Istanbul. It's an absolute must-see. And I hope you've enjoyed my little tour. Thanks for joining me on Su Where Why What. If you enjoy my tour of Istanbul and you want to see more, then check the link below to sign up for my newsletter, and you'll get all my latest videos, plus my latest blog posts, and loads of info and inspiration for your future travels. If you're a solo female traveller, or you're not, more importantly, and you would like to be, then definitely make sure you sign up. And also check out my Find Your Way program to put your name down on my list, and I can teach you everything you need to know before you take your first journey and hold your hand along the way. And if you'd like some particularly individual attention, then definitely sign up for my transformative travel coaching, which is super good value, and it gives you one-to-one time with me to find your unique travel adventure. Thank you very much. I'm Sue from Su Where Why What, and I've got loads more for you coming to Istanbul. Take care. Thanks for joining me.